It's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo of the 2023 BMW X7 and its 20-speaker Bowers and Wilkins sound system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio adjustments, inputs, controls, speaker locations, then we're going to head out onto the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning, you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And that's a little bit more applicable today because I'm actually going to have to drop in a little bit of footage of a 7 series, technically the i7's infotainment display. We're out here in Palm Springs shooting a bunch of BMWs and their sound systems and everything, and based on timing and the sun situation, I don't have good footage of the way this actual iDrive 8 infotainment system works in this car, so I'm going to drop in the footage from the i7. Should work out just fine. Before we get started, let's hop out, do a quick look at the car. Facelifted for 2023, or life cycle impulsed as BMW calls it, the X7 is the ultimate family hauler machine, as I like to put it. This one is absolutely beautiful. It is the M60i model, rocking a twin turbo 4.4 liter V8. This thing is an amazing car to drive and be inside. If you do want to see more on it, check the links in the description, and once we get one back at DMHQ, we'll do a little bit more coverage. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. I recommend wearing headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. We also do the test with sound settings set to their factory defaults. So let's take a look at those now. We've got 4 different sound profiles: studio, concert, onstage. Studio is going to give you the most true to recording sound, whereas concert and onstage are going to be a little bit more of a surround sound experience, and you can actually adjust how intense you want that surround sound experience to be using this 3D intensity adjustment here. And then BMW has this experience the sound option, and this is really cool. I'm going to drop in this footage from the i7. And below that, you've got adjustments for treble and bass. Let's go through those now. Below that, you have adjustments for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance, and then a 9-band equalizer. And I really like that BMW throws that in there. It allows you to really customize your music for each track or each driver. And that is it for audio adjustments. For audio inputs in the X7, you have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, Spotify streaming built in. I'm sure they could add other streaming services in the future. USB-A, support for wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that is it. What does that mean you're missing? There's no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack and no USB Type-C ports for data, just for power right there. Not the end of the world, but a newer refreshed car like this would be nice to see a USB-C data port, but most people probably just are fine with A. For audio controls, you have a nice volume knob here, good clicks, easy to grab for both driver and passenger, a little bit of a delay when you turn, based on when you see it on the screen, not the end of the world. You also have a volume adjustment rocker on the right side of the wheel. For track selection, you can use the wheel right here, up and down and side to side. You can use these buttons right here next to the volume knob. You can use the rotary knob if you're on the right screen in the infotainment here, or you can use the touch screen. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 20 speaker system. Starting in the bottom left here in the door, you've got 1 mid-range there, 2 tweeter, and that one actually lights up in the dark, looks pretty cool. 3.4 tweeter and mid-range up there, 5.6 on the other side, 7.8 subwoofers below the seats. Coming in the back, you've got same combo, 9.10, 11.12 for tweeter and mid-range, 13, 14, 15, 16 back there, same deal, tweeter and mid-range. And then up top, you have these surround sound speakers, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's adding to the surround experience when you have the proper mode on. All right, we are going to jump to some on-road footage, listening to these sample tracks on the road. until all of the instruments really picked up in this song that I experienced the impressive nature of this sound system. I really like listening to this song at every single vehicle that we review because it can expose a lot of weaknesses in the system, and in the case like this, it can allow a car to really have triumphs as well. Now, the system is bright for my preference. I don't love how strong it's coming through on the upper high ends and kind of the low trebles. And I could go for a little bit more of a bass punch as well, but I felt it in there, and I know the system's capable of it. And at the end of the day, it would just require a little bit of EQ tuning to really bring it to life and get it to my preferences. But yeah, not too bad. So for this next one, we're going to turn the bass all the way up, see how it sounds. Oh, there we go. That is some power. Now, why doesn't BMW just have that coming straight from the factory? Why does it sound like this? Until I go, yeah. Woo, that's what a rear-mounted subwoofer does for you, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice, very nice. Thoughts on the Bowers and Wilkins system here in the X7. It really is pretty darn impressive. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the stock EQ settings, and some people will say, oh yeah, flat settings suck. No, technically flat EQ is what the sound engineers want the system to sound like. It's what they think sounds best. I don't particularly agree with that in this car. I think it's a little strange, but it has the power and it has the capability to sound really, really good with just some small adjustments. So I think it's barely squeaking in at S tier. This thing sounds really amazing, and I can't wait to spend more time with it, listen to more of my own music, and really give it a proper, thorough shakedown, especially with some members-only tracks. So just barely S tier. Really, really good from Bowers and Wilkins and BMW. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on our sound tests, check the link in the description. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.